What's up guys, welcome back to a Cars with Subscribers video. So today I have a little bit of a different video than normal. I tried to capture all I did to the car for the turbo upgrade on video, but it's just way too much work. Some of the work my brother did and he didn't have the camera. So what I'm going to do, just going to show you the pictures and explain what I did to the car. I have some footage I'll maybe put into the video, but the most part will be just pictures and me describing what I did. So I hope this still helps you out. It's just really hard to video everything that I do to the car, because it just was a lot of work and I was not always there. So sorry for that, but I hope the pictures and me explaining what we did will be enough for you guys. So the first thing we did, we mounted the adapter, as you see, with copper bolts. Then we went to mounting the turbo to see if all the lines and everything fit. And as you can see here, the oil line didn't fit. It's a long way off. The turbo is a lot lower than the stock turbo and the TT turbos. So we had to adjust all that. Also, the inlet side of the turbo is pointing to the back wall, the firewall. So we had to turn that around to make it point upwards. When we did that, we also fitted the inlet, and as you can see on the inlet, it goes down a lot too. So we had to make a new pipe between there. So we cut up that pipe and made it into two pipes with two silicone parts. Then on the turbo, there was a edge. You can see on this picture. I made it black in this picture. The edge didn't fit to the adapter. The adapter is a little bit bigger, so what would happen, the flow out of the engine would hit this black line before going into the turbo. So I decided to grind that down. But in this picture you can see how it was grinded down. It should flow a little better now. So meanwhile, when we were fitting the turbo, I also fitted the fuel line from Precision Racework, as you can see in this picture. Then in the next picture you can see the oil line. We used the original oil line to make a new one. So this company just took off the part where you can see the axis and made a flexible hose on that part. So we got part of it is still original. We used some new adapters to fit it to the turbo. So for this turbo we used a 1.2mm restrictor. That's what Xona recommends. You can see it right here on the picture. That's the 1.2mm restrictor I was talking about. Then as you can see up there, we made the electrical wastegate module to the turbo with this aluminium bracket. We had to adjust this a little bit. I bought the bracket at AET turbos, but it didn't fit how I wanted it to. So we grinded out the holes a little bit, and we had to make the adapter sit back a little, because this part right here, there's an extra spring in there to give it a little bit more power, and with that part on the module it wouldn't fit. So we made those two things right there to get it a little bit distant from the bracket. And then you can see we just used some thread and some nuts to fix it all together. In the end we put some Loctite between there so we know it's stuck. So after that we started fitting the turbo. As you can see, here's the oil feed line. It's not pointing all the way up. This is because when you fit the turbo and you put the oil return line straight down, there's no room to get it lined up good with the engine port of the oil return. So what we did, we turned it a little bit so the oil return still flows down a little bit instead of going down and back up into the engine. And then we also started to make the inlet side, all the piping. Try to make as much as we can from hard pipe. As you can see right here, we got a 90-degree bend coming from the turbo, and also the main inlet going 90 degree up. And we welded it up. As you can see, we needed to put a little straight part onto the 90-degree bend to make it fit nice. Then we took off the exhaust and we started making the downpipe. As you can see, we cut the downpipe I already had in half, but it didn't fit whatsoever. You can see one part on the left and one part in the middle. So from there we just bought some 90-degree 3.5 inch stainless steel parts to fix it ourselves. But we found out the V-vent also didn't fit the one we had. So I had to order one at Xona. So you see this one right here. And my brother TIG welded it all together. So thanks again to MCM. So as you can see, he welded it really nice. I really like the TIG welds. So I'm really happy he can weld as good as that. And then we just started to put the puzzle together. As you can see right here, we just bend for bend, we just cut them, put them in place, just welded some spots, and then went to the next part. Also, this all was done by MCM. So after that, I wrapped it all in the heat resistant, I think, what is it, glass fiber stuff. It's really itchy, that's what I know for sure. So after that, when everything fitted, we took everything off again and started from the beginning. But this time we used the Loctite and torque wrench to fix everything into place as it's supposed to be. And then we put it all back together. As you can see right here, the downpipe's on, the V-band clamps are on, the oil lines and the coolant lines are all wrapped in the heat resistant stuff. In the meanwhile, I started installing a water and mat kit. It's not done yet. I had to wait for a solenoid. So if you order the Snow Performance kit and you want to mount it in the trunk, you still need a separate solenoid to go with that. It doesn't sell in the kit, so that's pretty strange. Because I don't know much people that would mount this under the hood. Maybe if you have a big American car, but so I didn't finish that yet. So as you can see, the downpipe is on. It's all wrapped. All the lines are wrapped in the heat resistant stuff. No idea how to call it in English. So that's the adapter. It's all V-band clamped together. So that's that. Right here you'll see the high pressure fuel line we installed. The fuel rail from Precision Raceworks. So another thing we did with the oil catch can. The car was smoking a little bit of blue smoke when we started it up after installing the turbo, and my brother figured it out because the airflow through here wasn't that good, because there was a filter on this line and it stopped the air a little bit because of the oil inside. So what we did now, we redirected this hose towards the intake. So what we did right here, we drilled a hole, put a little thing. So I tried to explain this, but I don't know how to call that thing that's inside there. And then I saw this in my garage. So imagine this being metal without this part. We stuck it in from the inside. Then on the outside we drilled a hole and we put in a little split pen is how we call it here. I don't know in English, but it's just a little pin you push through and then you fold it, so it cannot fall out and go into the turbo. And then we put on the hose, so that way it gets a little bit of suction going on here. So I gotta keep an eye out this doesn't get full, but it's pretty big. Never had it full before, so that won't be a problem. And that fixed the problem of the blue smoke behind the car. So that's another thing we did. So for now I'm busy installing the water and mat. As you can see here, I already got the line all the way through from the trunk, through the trim and out from behind the battery. So this is the hose for it. Let me show you the tank in the back. So I don't have good lighting in my garage back here, but you can see the tank mounted there. I'll show you the whole setup when it's done. Underneath the floorboard I got the pump, but it's not finished yet, so I'll show you when that's finished. So for now that's it, guys. I'm gonna work on the car a little bit more. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.